ordinary world are always in a hurry, always moving toward the next before the now is done. And I have spent so many of them in a kind of blurry, rushing through the everything beneath a rushing sun. But something in the days I spend beside you changes the equation. Something in your presence gives the hours room to breathe. And what was always hurrying finds its patient station in the generous and unhurried space of everything we weave. And I have noticed it in every kind of moment, in the busy and the quiet and the in-between. The time with you has its own particular component of slowness that makes everything more vivid and more seen. Time passes slowly when you're here beside me, each hour more complete and more alive than ours are. Time passes slowly, and I've never been more freely living in the present than inside the space we are. And not slow like the heavy or the waiting and the hard, but slow like the most generous and luminous of gifts. Time passes slowly, and I have never been more starred by the extraordinary beauty of the pace that love now shifts. I notice it most clearly in the late and golden afternoons, when the light decides to linger past the time it usually stays. When the conversation weaves its most unhurried tunes, and neither of us notices the passing of the days. And there are mornings when the coffee cools unnoticed, because we found ourselves in something more important still. And every one of those slow hours is devoted to the extraordinary proof that you and I have all the will. And I have noticed it in every kind of moment, in the busy and the quiet and the in-between. That time with you has its own particular component of slowness that makes everything more vivid and more seen. And time passes slowly when you're here beside me, each hour more complete and more alive than ours are. Time passes slowly, and I've never been more freely living in the present than inside the space we are. And not slow like the heavy or the waiting and the hard, but slow like the most generous and luminous of gifts. Time passes slowly, and I have never been more starred by the extraordinary beauty of the pace that love now shifts. And the most tender thing about the slow of time with you is not the duration, but the quality of every single beat. That slow is not about how many hours pass, but through how fully and how completely each one feels replete. Because time passes slowly, not because the clock has changed, but because the love between us fills each moment to its brim. And a moment filled with you can never be estranged from the most extraordinary version of the living hymn. Time passes slowly when you're here beside me, each hour more complete and more alive than ours are. Time passes slowly, and I've never been more freely living in the present than inside shifts. Time passes slowly, and I am grateful for each hour. Time passes slowly. This is love at its most patient and most powerful. I have loved the visible and beautiful parts of you, the face and voice and laughter and the way you fill a room. I've loved the surface and the evident and everything that's true, in the most immediate and present and the luminous perfume. But somewhere in the loving something deeper called to me, a place beneath the surface and beyond the reach of touch, the essential and the hidden and the most completely free part of you that no one sees and that I love so much. And I have found a way to reach it, not with hands, but with the most complete attention of the heart. Not the love that only sees and understands the surface, but the one that knows the deeper art. I caress your soul, not with fingers but with knowing, with the most complete and tender kind of seeing through. I caress your soul and feel it quietly glowing in the most essential and the most completely you. Not caressed like the surface and the easily accessible, but caressed like the most reverent and the most profound. I caress your soul, and what I find is inexpressible and extraordinary and the most complete I've found. Your soul has corners that you rarely let me enter, places that the years have taught you to keep carefully held, and I approach them with the most complete and tender care of someone who has earned what you have well. And when you let me into those most guarded of the places, the ones that carry all the weight of everything you are, I find the most extraordinary and luminous of spaces that remind me why I love you like I love the furthest star. And I have found a way to reach it, not with hands, but with the most complete attention of the heart. Not the love that only sees and understands the surface, but the one that knows the deeper art. I caress your soul, not with fingers but with knowing, with the most complete and tender kind of seeing through. I caress your soul and feel it quietly glowing in the most essential and the most completely you. Not caressed like the surface and the easily accessible, but caressed like the most reverent and the most profound. I caress your soul, and what I find is inexpressible and extraordinary and the most complete I've found. And the most profound thing about a caress of the soul is how it asks for nothing back and gives without reserve. to serve, because I caress your soul, not to possess or to define it, but to honor and to witness and to hold it in the light, to find the most essential you and quietly remind it that it is seen and it is loved and it is right. I caress your soul, not with fingers but with knowing, with the most complete and tender kind of seeing through. I caress your soul and feel it quietly glowing in the most essential and the most completely you. Not caressed like the surface and the easily accessible, but caressed like the most reverent and the most profound. I caress your soul, and what I find is inexpressible and extraordinary, and the most complete I've found. I caress your soul, the most sacred thing I know. I caress your soul, and in that caress the deepest love will always show. 3 time zones and a handful of unanswered hours. The clock on the wall doesn't know what to do with itself. I make coffee for one in the gray of the morning, and reach for a warmth that I can't reach myself. There's a photo of you on the edge of my nightstand, but photographs flatten what memory keeps whole. So I close my eyes instead, and I go back to find you, the way that I know you, the way no camera could hold. The way the light falls different on your face at different hours, the way you tuck your hair back when you're trying to think, the way you look right before you laugh, that half second where the whole world pauses at the edge of a blink. I imagine your beauty when the distance gets too loud. I draw you out of memory like pulling back a cloud. Every line, every shadow, every quiet thing you do, that only someone who has loved you gets to know. I imagine the way your eyes catch light in the evening. I imagine the curve of your shoulder, the calm of your hands, and I carry you with me through everything I'm living, built entirely from love and the map that love expands. Somewhere right now you are moving through your morning, pouring something, saying something, running a little late, and the ordinary weight of that undoubts me completely, that your whole life keeps happening while I sit here and wait. I wonder if the sun where you are looks the same as mine. I wonder what you're wearing, what is making you smile. I wonder if you feel this ache that has no edges, or if distance is a thing you learn to file. Because I memorize the small things more than any grand ones. The way you say my name when you're half asleep, the way your breathing slows when something moves you, the way your silence has a texture soft and deep. I imagine your beauty when the distance gets too loud. I draw you out of memory like pulling back a cloud. Every line, every shadow, every quiet thing you do, that only someone who has loved you gets to know. I imagine the way your eyes catch light in the evening. I imagine the curve of your shoulder, the calm of your hands, and I carry you with me through everything I'm living. Built entirely from love, and the map that love expands. They say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, but I think they meant it makes the heart grow precise. Because I notice now the things I used to walk past. I didn't know how much I knew until you left my side. The tilt of your chin when you're unconvinced, the way your hands move when you're telling a story, the weight of your sleeping against my back. How ordinary became extraordinary. How I miss you, God, I miss you in such specific ways. I imagine your beauty when the distance gets too loud. I draw you out of memory like pulling back a cloud. Every line, every shadow, every quiet thing you do, that only someone who has loved you gets to know. I imagine the way your eyes catch light in the evening. I imagine the curve of your shoulder, the calm of your hands, and I carry you with me through everything I'm living. Built entirely from love, and the map that love expands. And then the map that love expands. Come home soon or don't, I'll find you anywhere. I've gotten good at building you from nothing but the air.